Hello everyone, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much to the organizers for this fantastic event. My name is Irina Heaver. I'm UAE's crypto lawyer and I write for Forbes Digital Assets on UAE crypto laws. It's absolutely fantastic to host this amazing panelists talking about the fantastic developments that are happening in the UAE. Over the last few years, and I've been in the UAE for 18 years, UAE has really grown into the central crypto hub around the world. Sorry, Singapore, but I think UAE takes the prize. And today we will talk about building people-centered blockchain. We've nailed technology, we've nailed cybersecurity, but what about giving people the trust, giving people the usability? And this is what I want to talk about when we're talking about launching a chain based on which the AD regulated stablecoin will be launched. I'd like to introduce my panelists. Andrey Lazorenko, Chief Executive Officer of ADA Foundation, founded by Ceres International, the digital arm of IHC, a $240 billion UAE holding company.
Thank you, Irina, for the panel. Great to be here, and always great audience at TOKEN2049 in Singapore.
And of course, Alex Gluchowski, a software engineer and a co-inventor of ZKsync. He currently serves as a co-founder and CEO of Matter Labs.
Thank you. Really excited to be here. Thank you all for coming. Very excited for this conversation.
Andrey, first question to you. What makes Abu Dhabi the right place to build this chain? What is so unique about Abu Dhabi that is not possible anywhere else?
So yeah, the ADA Foundation operates out of UAE, and I think that last years we've seen very positive and the right dynamics of how the ecosystem is developing there. I think it's really important to mention that in UAE we have a unique blend of collaboration of the innovative regulator, how it does approach the business in order to create the environment that works for the business to scale and enables it to grow in very compliant and regulated way. And one of the reasons why we are operating out of there, because we are fully regulated by ADGM, the regulator of Abu Dhabi, and this is very innovative, progressive structure that allows us to scale fast and launch our ecosystem. But also UAE in 2025 is the unique blend of like all the nations, different entrepreneurs, like very active and progressive entrepreneurial community. And for us, this is the base how we source the talent, how we propagate our technology, and how we advertise UAE to the world.
Absolutely. ADGM is a financial free zone located in Abu Dhabi. ADGM's regulator, FSRA, launched the very first crypto framework back in 2018. And now amazing organizations like yourself are benefiting from this long track record of the regulations. Absolutely. Alex, a question to you. Let's talk about the ecosystem plumbing. It's all great to launch a chain in a regulated environment, but what about everything else that surrounds it? We're talking about the custody, we're talking about the bank integrations. What is around there that supports the launch of such a massive project?
Well, the ZKsync ecosystem has integrations with all major tooling providers, especially on the regulated side. We're working with enterprises, with banks, with custodians. We started as a crypto-native environment for, with a single chain, the first ZKVM on Ethereum, and brought all the crypto-native requirements, and then gradually expanded into a network of more chains with this focus on this very professional enterprise-grade infrastructure, which is now fully supported.
Let's do a little bit reality check here. Let's look at the sense of the scale. You're looking to bring a lot of institutional projects onto your chain. How will you do that? What is already in production? What are you working on? What can you share with us?
All right, some of the things like we already can share. So we have very broad partnership network who enable us to enable the distribution to the products that will be hosted on ADI chain. And this is one of the angles where we invite all the builders to join ADI and to distribute their products through our partnership network to the world. We have a mission to bring 1 billion people by 2030 on-chain.
How many?
1 billion people
1 billion people
on-chain
Amazing.
by 2030. Saying that, I mean, it might sound like a buzzword, but our focus are enabling enterprises and governments to utilize Web3 technology in the understandable, compliant form for them, to bring efficiencies and create the future together with us. So we have projects in the variety of sectors. We do have projects where we are tokenizing energy grid and energy certificates in India for dozens of millions of people already that will be launched in production soon. We have projects with the largest payment system in Africa where we'll bring their users on chain in order to utilize efficiencies of unified liquidity, transparent and instant settlements, liquidity efficiency, like all those aspects. We have projects with health with few African governments where we are redefining the digital identity from the health tech perspective, bringing compliance of it like to the whole next level.
Oh, that sounds quite impressive. Earlier last year, UAE Central Bank has issued a new law governing UAE-backed, dirham-backed stablecoins. And I think one of the largest announcements or most exciting announcements in this regard was the launch of AD stablecoin by FAB, IHC, and ADQ, a sovereign wealth fund in the Abu Dhabi. And that stablecoin will be launched on your chain, on IDI chain. So in simple terms, can you let me know what is this chain, what is this stablecoin about, who will use it, and what are the everyday uses for it?
Yeah, okay, so those three institutions are the founder entities of the fully licensed by Central Bank UAE stablecoin, which is pegged to the dirham. It's a digital dirham version. And eventually we are hosting it on AGI in order to fulfill this sovereignty gap. So the whole chain is sovereign with their own infrastructure with help of our partners, as well as the stablecoin as a product is aimed to bring the next level of efficiency, compliance to the financial sector of UAE and the underbanked regions that eventually, because you can use it for the cross-border payments, they can use it for instant settlements, they can use it for the B2B or B2C, as well as in AGI ecosystem, the way it's built in the very modular way and with the ability to do the custom subchains with different data. This we're doing to enable the governments that are trading with UAE in dirham to create local environments with their compliance level to ensure full compatibility and instant settlement with this digital dirham with their stablecoins or when they're using the digital dirham stablecoin.
Let's now talk technical, Alex. Let's talk about how ZKsync will power this chain. What integrations are you planning to bring in onto this chain?
So we're starting with the chain infrastructure itself, which is going to be powered by ZKsync with the cryptographic guarantees that everything that executes on the chain is fully sovereign and enforced by cryptography and the rules that were set up front, right? So that's the very basic part. And on top of that, There are parts of the ZKsync infrastructure which the chain can be extended with, such as Previdium framework for enterprises that want to have privacy on the ADI chain, and they want to have their own private space from which they can connect to the ADI ecosystem overall, to other enterprises, with selective disclosures, with compliance, management of access, and so on. And of course, on top of that, there is a partnership infrastructure with what we discussed before, the oracles, the custodian integrations, the exchange integrations, stablecoin integrations, everything that is connected, connecting ADI to the broader crypto ecosystem of Ethereum and beyond that.
But let's also talk. Let's talk about Airbender, the technology that you're planning to introduce.
Yes.
For non-engineers in the room, please explain what is this technology about and how will it improve the speed and the cost?
Yeah. So ADI is going to be the very first chain that is powered by Airbender, which is the most cutting-edge ZK technology in the world today. So Airbender is the world's fastest RISC-V virtual machine and prover. It enables very, very low-cost transactions, like going down into a tiny fraction of a cent at extremely high throughput, which enables the real-world loads that we expect on the ADI chain. Like bringing the entire nation on-chain is a very different thing than just doing, a small application-specific chain or even like general-purpose crypto-native things. But very importantly, it allows the ADI chain to run their own prover infrastructure on premises, so they can control the full proving stack. They don't have to outsource it, run it in some clouds that are hosted outside of Abu Dhabi. Everything can be fully controlled under the sovereignty of the nation. I think this is an extremely important factor that flow into this decision.
One of the hottest topics right now is RWA, right? The tokenization. Everything will be tokenized, everything will be traded on chain. I've heard it since 2018 and it failed in 2018. Why is it different now? Why it would not fail now and why would IDA chain succeed?
I think that fractionalization of liquidity in general is like the mutual problem that lots of markets, including Web3, are currently working to improve it. In ADI, we're using very modular stack by ZKsync in order to embed this fractioned liquidity in order to make it unified. So we're very closely working with the regulator of UAE from the legislation perspective, but also working with all this partnership network that we have in order to enable the tokenized real-world assets on-chain, but also in the unified liquidity pool, compliant form, and very custom compliant where the peculiarities are needed. So that's just part of our whole build-up that we're going to be sharing very soon with you on public. So follow us on socials and.
Well, fantastic. Give it up to ADI chain, building people-centered blockchain. There's a bank-grade trust already built in. There's a regulatory support from Abu Dhabi and the sovereign wealth fund support. So what else do you need to have to succeed? A fantastic tech team and a fantastic team to deliver. Thank you very much, everybody. Andrey and Alex will be here. If you have any questions, do reach out.